Down there is the books that I bought from Amazon. So this is the stack that I will be giving you my Amazon book haul from. So let's get started. Hey friends, good morning. It is actually early. I went to bed kind of early last night because I was a tired sister. I had worked like 7 days, like within a week, and I was so tired. So of course, as you know, when you go to bed early, you wake up early. So when I woke up early, I decided to come and talk to you guys. I have a book haul that I would like to share with you guys. As y'all know, I love buying books. I love getting books. So I love thrifting books. I love going to little free libraries and finding books. I love going to the bookstore and looking for books and finding books in there that I know that I would enjoy reading. So today I have a few books, some that I got from the bookstore, some that was gifted, or at least one that was gifted, and what did I say? The thrift store, the bookstore, thrifted, and I have one that I'm gonna show you guys that I got from the library that I really wanted to read. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, I suggest that y'all subscribe to my channel. There should be a subscription button and a notification button down there that you can click on, and it will send you to my channel so that you can subscribe, so that we can continue being friends and family on this book channel of mine. But before we get started, y'all, I want to just share a couple of my current reads. As y'all know, I do have my anticipated reads, my list of books that I want to read, but I am also a big mood reader. So within that month, I will get those books done, but I will also stick in a whole lot of other books in there as well. So anyway, I just want to show you guys just the current books that, a few of the current books that I am actually reading. I got this one from the library yesterday. It's the Romance Book Club by Lisa Adams. So I saw Bree. If I can, I will put her channel down in the description box. But I saw her reading this book on her channel, and when I stumbled upon her channel, and I just love the way she does her reading vlogs and the books that she chooses to read on her reading vlogs and the way she chooses to read her books. So I did pick this one up from the library yesterday, and it says Nashville Legends second baseman Galvin Scott's marriage is in major league trouble. That's cute. He's recently discovered a humiliating secret his wife, Thea, has always faked the big O. When he loses his cool at the revelation, it's the final straw on their always strained relationship. Thea also asked for a divorce, and Gavin realized he lets his pride and fear get the better of him. Welcome to the Romance Book Club. And I'm sorry, y'all. I said the Romance Book Club, but it is the Bromance Book Club. So I thought this was a cute cover. I've never heard of this author, and I am very big right now on reading books that are from authors that I'm not very familiar with. So this is one of my current books that I'm reading at this moment. And as y'all know, I am on my fantasy kick, so I am reading A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I'm on book 3, I think this is, A Court of Wings and Ruin. Very thick book, so of course, yes, I am reading the audio with this book. I enjoyed book 1, really enjoyed book 2. Book 3 is okay right now. I'm still trying to get through book 3. So I'm like halfway, I guess, in. I think I'm on like chapter 38 in this book. But this is another current book that I am actually reading at this moment. And the last one that I'm going to show you guys is a book that I have always wanted on my shelf, that I have always wanted to start reading actually. And this book reminds me of a fantasy book, how thick it is. And it is The Promised Land by Barack Obama. I have really enjoyed reading this book, listening to this book on audio, and I'm just so happy to have this book on my shelf. Alright guys, so let's get into what we are here for today, which is our book haul. So I have a variety of books, y'all. I have a variety of books that I got from the thrift store. From one was gifted to me, and the others is just books that I have bought from the stores. So let's get started. The first one is a Rebecca Yarros books, In the Likely Event. What did I read by Rebecca Yarros? I think I read, the last book that I read from her was The Things We Left Unfinished, and that was a tearjerker for me, y'all. That really was a tearjerker for me. I love the concept of the book. I love the love in the book. I love the century that the book was in, and it was just a great book. One of my coworkers suggested that I read that book, and I had it on my shelf for like quite some time. And so she suggested that I read that book. And when I did, and the next time that I saw her, I was like, The Things We Left Unfinished, like, you did not tell me that it was going to make me cry, Taylor. She was like, we just went on, and like, I really just love that book. So I decided to pick up some more books of hers. Again, this one is In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. And it says, is it a second chance if you've never had a first? And y'all know that is me. I love second chance romance. I love enemies to lovers romance. I love contemporary romance. I just love a light, fluffy read. When Izzy gets on a plane to go home, she isn't expecting much. It's the usual holiday travel experience, busy, crowded, stressful. Then she spots her seatmate, who is anything but ordinary. Nate sports dark hair, blue eyes, and a deliciously rugged charm that Izzy can't resist. Their connection is undeniable. Izzy never believed in destiny before, but she does now. Just 90 seconds after takeoff, their plane goes down in the Missouri River. Their lives change. They change. Nate goes on a career in the military while Izzy finds her way into politics. Despite a few chance encounters over the years, the timing never feels right. That's when a high-state reunion in Afghanistan, where Nate is taken, was protecting Lizzie's life. He'll do anything to keep her safe and anything to win her heart. Y'all, I just love books like that. I mean, like, it just brings me like so much joy. It just makes me smile, and like, I want to always read a book that makes me smile. But when it is that time, I do want a mystery thriller, and I want to be like, kill him. Y'all get me. So that was book one on this haul. I read The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and that book was very enjoyable for me, even through the circumstances of that book. But I also like to read books that is or has a lot or something to do around the past that people have overcome and like reality. Because just because you're in a book world, that does not mean that reality is still not here, even though we have our fictional characters that we love to be with inside of our books. So I did love The Hate You Give, and I decided to get, and I think this is the first book to that little series standalone book collection, and it's Concrete Rose. So I did get Concrete Rose, and this came from that Amazon book sale that they had. It says, if there's one thing 17-year-old Maverick Carter knows, it's that a real man takes care of his family. As a son of a former gang legend, Mav does that the only way he knows how, dealing with the King Lords. With this money, he can help his mom, who works 2 jobs while his dad is in prison. Life's not perfect, but with a fly girlfriend and a cousin who always has his back, Mav got everything under control. Until, that is, Maverick finds out he is a father. Suddenly he has a baby, 7. And I thought that was such a cute name when I read that, God, her name just slipped me. But anyway, when I read that her brother's name was 7, I was like, that's so cute. Who depends on him for everything, but it's not so easy to sling dope, finish school, and raise a child. So when he's offered the chance to go straight, he takes it. In a world where he's expected to amount to nothing, maybe Mav can prove his difference. So, like I said, I just like to read books that, sometimes I really do like to read books that is like actually reality and what people actually goes through within their lifetime. And these series standalone books, whatever they are, really does that for me. Behind the Scenes by Christina Jones. I have seen this book on Shaughnessy's page, on her Instagram, on her TikToks, and I just was so ecstatic when they had this book on sale on Amazon. So I finally got Behind the Scenes by Christina Jones. I love the size of this book, and do you see like how floppy this book is? I just love books like that. Even though it has real people on the cover, it really is not messing with me as much as it would with real people on the cover, because I don't know, it's just something about the cover that just don't make them look as real to me. But it says, perfect, privileged, strong, spoiled, uptight, useless. If there's any one thing Pierce and Logan have in common, it's their ability to invite snap judgments based on shallow views of who they are. Logan is the privileged only daughter of a respected family whose legacy runs long and deep. Pierce is the moody, orphaned son of big screen royalty who can't possibly live up to the prestige of the pedigree, or maybe not. Perhaps they're just 2 people trying to navigate the pressures of the world, hell-bent on telling them what they should be, and the limits of other people's expectations. Maybe what they needed most is somebody who can see beyond the shallow first impressions, just one person that can allow to see behind the scenes of who they are. Maybe they have more in common than it seems. So, Behind the Scenes by Christina Jones. Very excited to have this book on my shelf. The next 2 books that I got, I think they are thrifted books from Goodwill. And the first one is The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. I have read a book by her, and I think it was Hello Sunshine. And I really did like the writing of her book. It was very easy to get into. It had page breaks in it, conversations that made the book so much more interesting to read and listen to. So when I saw this one, I decided to get The Last Thing He Told Me, and this is also a Reese's Book Club pick. So whenever I see a book club pick, I always try to pick up that book, because I'm pretty sure that that book has high ratings on Goodreads and things like that. So this one says, before Owen Michaels disappears, he manages to smuggle a note to his beloved wife one year. Protect her. Despite her confess and fear. Confusion and fear, I'm sorry. Hannah Hall knows exactly to whom the note refers. Owen's 16-year-old daughter, Bailey. Bailey, who lost her mother tragically as a child. Bailey, who wants absolutely nothing to do with her new stepmother. As Hannah's increasingly desperate calls to Owen goes unanswered, as the FBI arrests Owen's boss, as a U.S. Marshal and federal agent arrive at her home unannounced, Hannah quickly realizes her husband isn't who he said he was, and that Bailey just may hold the key to figure out Owen's true identity and why he really disappeared. So I do love getting into books like this because it takes away from, like being in the crying mode when I'm reading some of my like fluffy reads, and it just gets me out of that mode and put me into another mode. So I did get The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. This is another Goodwill book, Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson. My daughter actually went to Goodwill with me this day when I went book gifting, and she read the back of this book or the inside of this book, and she felt like this was a good book to pick up. So that's what I did. I took her word on it, because like books like this is like kind of her genre. Like she likes books of this genre. So it says, don't play games you can't afford to lose. Amy is proud of her ordinary life and the simple pleasures that comes with it, teaching diving lessons, baking cookies for neighbors, helping her best friend Charlotte run their local book club. Her greatest joy is her family, her devoted professor husband, her spirited 15-year-old stepdaughter, her adorable infant son. But Amy's sweet, uncomplicated life begins to unravel when the mysterious and alluring Angela arrives on her doorstep one book club night. And see, that's my first time reading what this book is about. When Faith told me that she feels like this book would be a good book to read, I just took her word for it, and I bought the book. But I did not know that this book was about a book club. Y'all, I love a book club. I love a book club. I am a part of the book club at my public library, and I am on my way to being a part of some other book clubs that I am very excited about. And as I said in a previous video, y'all, I think I'm about to start a book club. I from the way people talk to me at work and things like that, I feel like if I do start this book club, I feel like it will really be successful. So that is on the back of my brain. I really am thinking about starting a book club. So here's the next few. Sorry, y'all. So this one is a gift, a thrifted book as well. I have always looked at this book when I would go to Barnes and Noble, but just never picked it up. So when I saw it at the Goodwill for $2.99, I said this was a perfect time for me to pick up this book and see if I will like it. It's called Queenie by Candace Carty Williams. Hope I'm saying that name right. But I love this book because, of course, it has to be a black female that is on the front of this book, and because of the braids, and also because I feel like I'm a queen. So this cover just really gravitated to me. So it says her boyfriend has asked her to leave their apartment. Her boss doesn't seem to see her. Her Jamaican British family doesn't seem to hear her. Her best friends tried but failed to help her. Queenie is a spiral as she careens from one questionable decision to another. She finds herself wondering, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Who do you want to be? All of the queries today's women must face in the world trying to answer for themselves. And y'all, this book, when I was, I love to flip through the book when I'm actually thinking about buying them. And the thing that I love about books is when they have the conversations through text or something like that in the book. Like, I feel like that just makes and breaks a book. You know what I mean? So that, sorry y'all kind of went out of focus on me, but that really gravitates me to buying a book. So this one also is a thrifted book. It's called The Perfect Escape by Leah Koning. Hope I'm saying that name right. This book comes from Goodwill. I just love the cover of this book, and I think this is also a book that Faith read the synopsis of, and she felt like that it would be a good book to buy. It says, new friends Sam, Margaret, and Diana are thrilled to be getting out of the city for a weekend. They bonded over their messy divorces, and every mile on the odometer feels like another step toward putting their exes in the past. But when car trouble strands them in the most unlikely of mountain towns, they come to face with the hurt and betrayal they are so desperately to leave behind. So, I don't know. I just think it's cute. It says a girl's weekend to die for. But the cover, if the book is not good, the cover sold me. All right. So the next few are, I think, Amazon books. One is a gifted book. And yeah, others are like bookstore books. But anyway, this one is One Weekend in Paradise by Anissa Starr. 7 days can change a lot. I wanted some summer reads, like when I'm outside vlogging, when, you know, I'm just outside or on the beach doing nothing but relaxing. So I did pick up this one from the Amazon book sale. And it says, when disgraced influencer Bailey Clark is invited to go on an all-expense paid trip to a couples only retreat in Jamaica, she's ecstatic. This is a perfect opportunity to rebuild her brand. Only problem is she is not currently in a relationship. So this is pretty much like a fake relationship, fake dating trope. And I absolutely love these types of books because they are the light fluffy reads for me, because most of the time at the end of them, they always seem to become a couple and be happy. And I just like reading books that make me happy. So this one was a gifted book from one of the book clubs that I am a part of on Facebook. And it's called The Quarry Girls by Jess Lurie. Y'all know I murder a book author's name. But I had this one on my Amazon wish list, which I will also link down below in the description box. But I thought it was really cute. I think when I actually picked this one on my Amazon wish list, I was like probably in my thriller mood then. But it says the sworn secret is the first clue. Minnesota, 1977. For the teens of one close-knit community, summer means late night swimming, parties at the quarry and the country fair, and venturing into the tunnels beneath the city. But for two best friends, it's not all fun and games. Heather and Brenda have a secret, something they saw in the dark, something they can't forget. They've decided to never tell a soul, but their vow is tested when their friends disappear. The second girl to vanish in a week, and yet the authorities are reluctant to investigate. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. So thank you for the gifted person who gifted me this book from Facebook. You know who you are. And of course, you guys know that at some point in time, I really got into my S.A. Crosby mode. So I got one book of his, and this one was on sale at the Amazon Amazon sale. So I got Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Crosby. And it says Ike Randolph has been out of jail for 15 years. with with not so much of a speeding ticket and all that time, but a black man with cops at the door knows to be afraid. The last thing he expects to hear is that his son, Isaiah, I'm sorry, y'all, Isaiah has been murdered along with Isaiah's white husband, Derek. Ike had never fully accepted Isaiah, but is devastated by his loss. Derek's father, Buddy Lee, had a similar relationship with his son, but he can't rest until he knows who killed them. Ike and Buddy Lee, two ex-cons with little in common other than a criminal past and the love for their dead sons, band together in their devastated desire of revenge. I did not, y'all, I did not know that S.A. Crosby write queer books. I did not know that. But this one is a queer book because it is about two guys that were lovers, married, whatever, and they got murdered. This is not on my June list of books, but as y'all know, I am a mood reader, so I think I might have to put this one, add this one in. Y'all, I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away. And no, I did not read the synopsis of this book before I bought it. I just know that S.A. Crosby writes some great books, and I saw this one and I ordered it. I'm ready to read it now. Wow. Another book that I got that is a long time coming is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I have like a couple of her books on my shelf, and I think it is The People We Meet on Vacation, Funny Story, and Happy Place. I think Happy Place is going to be a reread for me. I did enjoy Happy Place when I read it the first time, but I feel like I was like all over the place when I read that book that time. So I think I want to reread that book. So I have them on top of my shelf, on my other bookshelf over there, and I'm going to add Beach Read to it. And I think I want to get Book Lovers because that will make me feel like my little set is complete of her little series standalone books. And then I'll start reading her books. But this one is Beach Read by Emily Henry. And again, I just wanted some books that when I do go on my vacation to the beach with my brother and them, which is in the plans very soon, that I will have a few books that I can take with me that looks like summer reads. But this one says, August is an acclaimed author of literary fiction. January Andrews writes bestsellers romance. When she pens A Happy Ever After, he kills off his entire cast. They're polar opposites. In fact, the only thing they have in common is that for the next 3 months, they're living in neighboring beach houses, broke and bogged down with writer's block. Then one hazy evening, one thing leads to another, and they strike a deal, design a force from out of their creative ruts. August will spend the summer writing something happy, and January will pen the next great American novel. She'll take him on field trips worthy of any rom-com montage, and he'll take her to interviews survivor members of a backwoods death cult. Obviously, everyone will finish a book and no one will fall in love, really. So Jasmine Gullery says touching and heartfelt. Christina Lauren says delightfully romantic and slyly poignant, the perfect anywhere read. And Sally Thorne, the author of The Hating Game, said originally sparkling, bright, and layered with feelings. So I'm so excited to get into Emily Henry's book, Beach Read. And I have just a few more, and then we're done. But I got these few books from Books A Million from their bargain area, and then I got one from Target. The Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I got this one from Target when I went there Target shopping. I have a few books on my shelf by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The only one that I have actually read of hers is Daisy Jones and the Six, and I really did enjoy that book. So when I saw that this book was on sale, I think it was like on sale for like 10 bucks, I decided to get this one and add it to my collection of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. And it says, Carrie Soto is fierce, and her determination to win at any cost has not made her popular. But by the time she retires from tennis, she is the best player of the world has seen. She has shattered every record and claimed 20 Grand Slam titles. And if you ask Carrie, she is entitled to every one. She sacrificed nearly everything to become the best with her father, Jarver, as her coach, a former champion himself. Jarver has trained her since she was 2. But 6 years after her retirement, Carrie finds herself sitting in the stands in the 1994 U.S. Open, watching her record be taken from her by a brutal, stunning player named Nikki Chan. At 37 years old, Carrie makes the monumental decision to come back off of retirement and be coached by her father for one last year in an attempt to reclaim her record. Even if the sports media says that they never liked the battle act anyway. Even if her body doesn't move as fast as it used to, and even if it means swallowing her pride to train with a man she also almost opened her heart to, Bo Huntley, like her, he has something to prove before he gives up the game forever. In spite of all of it, Carrie Soto is back for one epic final season in this reviving and unforgivable novel. Taylor Jenkins Reid's tell her most vulnerable emotional story yet. So I am so excited to have this book. The next one is by an author that I have never read a book from. It is called The Prince and the Apocalypse by Kara McDowell. This went off the bargain section at Books A Million. Ren Wheeler has flown 5,000 miles across the ocean to discover she's the worst kind of traveler, the kind who just wants to go home. Her senior year, so this is a YA, her senior year trip in London was supposed to be life-changing, but by the last day, Ren's perfectly planned itinerary is in shambles. There's only one item left to check off: breakfast at the World's End restaurant, the one thing she can still get right. The restaurant is closed for renovation, of course, but there's a boy there too, a very cute boy with a Polish-British accent who looks remarkably like the Arab Prince Theo, on the run from the palace and his controlling mother. When Ren helps him escape a pack of tourists, the prince scribbles down his number and offers her one favor in return. She doesn't plan to take him up on it until she gets to the airport and sees canceled flights and chaos. A comet is approaching Earth and the world is ending in 8 days. Suddenly, the favor could be her only chance to get home to her family before the end of the world. Ren strikes a bargain with the runaway prince. She'll be his bodyguard from London to his family's compound in Sacramento. If he can charter her a private jet home in time to say goodbye, traveling through Europe by boat, train, and accidentally stolen automobile. When Ren finds herself drawn to the dryly sarcastic, surprisingly vulnerable Theo, but the prince has his own agenda, one that could derail both their plans when life as they know it will be over in days. It is possible to find a happy ending. The Prince and the Apocalypse. I thought this book was rather cute and interesting from the cover of it. It's called Our Crooked Hearts by Melissa Albert. I have never written or read a book by this author, and the cover was just stunning to me. And it says, Secrets, Lies, Super Bad Choices, Witchcraft. The Suburbs right now. 17-year-old Ivy summer break kicks off with an accident, a punishment, a mystery, a stranger who appears in the middle of the night in the road, in the middle of the night, horrors of strings of increasingly unsettling events. As the days pass, Ivy ripples with eerie offers, corroded memories, and a secret she's always known, that there is more to her mother that meets the eye. The city back then, Dana has always been perspective, and the summer she turned 16 with the help of her best friend and an anonymous older girl. Her gifts bloom into the fling with a supernatural. As the trio's aspirations darken, they find themselves speeding together, a violent breaking point. Years after it began, Ivy and Dana shared stories will come back to a wrecking among a daughter, a mother, and a dark force they never should have messed with. Also, I guess, because, the city back then kind of had me a little off. And I guess that probably has something to do with the witchcraft. I don't know. Guys, but I thought that it probably would be a cute read. I didn't look at that when I bought the book, but the hardcover has a little bunny on it. But anyway, we'll see. I picked up this one as well. And the last book that I picked up is called 9 Lives by Peter Swalson. And it says, if you're on the list, someone wants you dead. So I thought this one was a good thriller book when I'm actually in my thriller modes. And it says 9 strangers received a list with their names on it in the mail. Nothing else, just a list of names on a single sheet of paper. None of the 9 people know or have ever met the other on the list. They dismiss it as junk mail, a fluke, until very, very bad things begin to happen to people on the list. Oh, God, y'all, that sounds good. That sounds good. Like I said, y'all, I am a very big mood reader. So when I feel like I'm tired of the light, fluffy reads and I want to get a thriller, 9 Lives. 9 Lives. So, guys, that's the end of this book haul. I really enjoyed showing you guys the books that I have. I'm really into getting books from authors that I have no idea about versus just buying the books over and over again from authors that I'm very familiar about. And as you know, sometimes when you buy books from authors that you're very, very familiar about, some of the books seem like they start to sound alike. So I was like, brighten your horizon, girl, and just get books by people that you do not know, because that way you'll be able to branch out and, you know, just read books that are out there that you did not know out there, that are by authors that people just don't know about. And of course, you know also that I am very super big on indie authors. If I can get my hands on an indie author book, I will do so just for the support. And I love when an indie author actually gets sponsored or however that go, y'all, and their cover changes. And then at that point, they are actually like in Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, and places like that. But just know, like those indie author books that you cannot find like in Barnes and Nobles and Books A Million, like those franchise stores, you can always kind of like find them at independent bookstores and on Amazon. So Again, y'all, I really appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me. I appreciate all of the support that I am getting from you guys. I think like right now I currently have 589 subscribers, and I am so grateful for that. Thank y'all so much for the support. Thank y'all so much for being able to enjoy my videos, my vlogs, and it's just a joy, y'all. It's just a joy, and I just hope we keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. And again, for those who are just coming in, I hope you record back to the very beginning of the video, but I record a video every Wednesday and Sunday to put on YouTube for you guys to watch. You are always welcome to put down in the comments anything that you want to know about me, anything that you would like to know. If I know, if I have read, I have a Instagram page which I will put here, and I have a TikTok page which I will put here, and you can also go and follow me there. And we can just talk bookish things, lifestyle things, just whatever you want to talk about on those platforms. But thank you guys again for joining me for this book haul, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.